plain talk on this is the times you don't have to run any competitive process no matter what, based on this particular situations I'm going to tell you about here. So what are the things where, regardless of the cost, I don't have to go to market, I don't have to bid it? First one's auctions. When you're doing auctions, you don't have to do any competitive process to do that. So the only requirement you have is you just have to document how these can be obtained at a competitive price by going to auction. And you can do it in person or online. So this is a way to bid on something and see that it's going to be a competitive price if I go this route. That's what you have to keep in mind by doing this. The other one's the emergency purchase. So here's the definition of emergency. It's a real, immediate threat to the proper performance of essential functions, or will likely result in material loss or damage to property, bodily injury, or loss of life if immediate action is not taken. So the one that's not in here is we have a short time period to go buy this thing. So that one does not really fit in the definition here. So it's always important to know, like, if you need if something's considered an emergency, is it a health risk? Is it detrimental to government operations if this does not get purchased in a timely manner? So if you have an emergency, your governing body or designee must enter a written finding no later than 2 weeks following the award of the contract. So basically you can go out and award that based on an emergency, but then you still have to have your board approve that that was an emergency. So you can basically do an emergency at the time you need to go get that thing done, and then go to your board afterwards. If there really is truly an emergency, hey, we don't want someone to get hurt, we're going to go out and do this work, and we'll go to our board and make sure we get that emergency declaration done to show why we went out and quickly, and we exempted ourselves out of competitive process based on that risk that we needed to take care of. The other one's sole source. Sometimes this can get tricky. So you can waive the competitive bidding requirements if it's clearly and legitimately limited to a single supplier. So there's only one place that can get you this thing, sole source. So it's licensed, copyrighted, or patent products or services. New equipment or products that must be compatible with existing equipment or products. It's proprietary software. And our products and services where only one vendor meets the required certifications. So where I've seen this come up sometimes is, and the software is one of the examples that came up earlier. So I've seen it happen where you've got a piece of software and you want to go out and do a contract for it. So when you go, because it's a specific type of software that no one else offers, so you go to that manufacturer and say, hey, I want to buy your software. Well, they may only authorize one dealer in your area to do that. So that's really where it's a sole source, right? There's only one local reseller that can get you that particular thing. I'm going to back up a second about sole source. When you think about sole source, the way it's written, it's generally around, because it says purchase. And so it's been interpreted in the past that purchase means it's like equipment, supplies, not public works. Like public works isn't definitely usually a sole source because there's a lot of providers that can do construction. The rare occasions where I've seen that sole source may come into play in the public workspace is if you've got a specialized piece of equipment in your building and there's only one authorized person that doesn't void your warranty. That's the one situation I've kind of seen around that to make the fix, but it's very rare, I think, in the public workspace where you're thinking about a sole source. There's a lot of people that can do a repair or fix thing. So that's why when you think of sole source, that's really in that equipment space or software sometimes. And then there's special facilities or market conditions. So this is where you waive a competitive bidding or purchase involving special facilities and market conditions. And it's like a good price on a piece of used equipment or products are going on an out of business sale. And the special market condition things come up a lot in the last year because think about vehicles. I hear there's been, I've been hearing there's a shortage on buying vehicles. So a lot of agencies have been calling about this special market condition. Okay, I found this used vehicle I can get, but vehicles are going fast. So I do a special market condition. So those are the cases where you may do something like that. Like, hey, if I don't get this today, it's a great deal. I can show the benefit of buying this used piece of equipment. I already know there's a shortage. I'm going to claim special market conditions, make this purchase. And then the purchase of insurance or bonds. That's also considered an exemption when you're doing those kind of purchases. So we have a page on this too, if you ever need to go back, like, hey, I've not filed an emergency yet. What's the process to do that? We have a page that walks you through those steps I just covered as well, what you need to do to have an emergency declaration. My hope is you'll never have to do an emergency, but if you do, we do have the resources to help you out. So I'll pause right there. I covered those. Those are all the different ways that you can put in an exemption. Any questions about any of those? Yeah.
As far as do you know if operators are under the assumption that these equipment is unique or because it's the deal that it's not comparable to another equipment? Is that, I mean, you got to focus on the good side. We talked about, is it reasonable for what it is? But at the end of the day, you can't necessarily compare it to, you know, a Ford F-150 to another Ford F-150 mileage, you know, there's so many different factors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see him making the argument for it being a sole source, but I think it's, you know, it's also on that you could say a special market too. It's a great price based on the, so I think you could go either way, but I think it's more, to me, I'd probably do a special market condition myself on it because it's only available for a limited amount of time. It's unique. And I've already done, you've done the cost analysis to show why it's a good deal to do that special market of that used equipment. Yeah.
Is there specific documentation for claiming those exemptions?
Not for like special market conditions or sole source. Really, what's going to be relied upon is if you're ever audited, you need to have a document trail of how you made that determination that it was a sole source. Yep, you would write it up like, here's the market research we did to know that this is really the only source, because those ones can get tricky. So like sole source is one I've seen a lot of agencies get hung up on because did you really document? How did you know that was the only place? That's all. Did you do the market research? Did you get an email from the manufacturer that that's the local reseller? Because if you have that, you can say, yep, even the manufacturer says the only place we can buy it from in our state. And then the special market condition, same thing, where you just want to document, here's my steps to analyze that I couldn't go out to market. Like, here's the things that happened. Business was going out, the business was closing. So we had to get these things at this price. It was a good value for us to do that. Any other questions on that? Yeah, I find like on these ones, you don't really, you know, go into the steps on it until you're really in those spaces, especially like on things like special market or emergency. So this is where I'm going to close this out for the day. So